One thing you gotta give Mark Russell, there is a new adventure in every book. My name is Dory, and this is SEM Comics. We're continuing our coverage of X Factor with number 4. Our story starts off at the Factor House, where Havok is having a meeting with the team. He pretty much lets the team know that Cyber is going to be out for a while, because in the last issue, he caught a moon rock to the face. To the helmet, really, but it might as well have been in the face. And he will have a temporary replacement because he's coming back eventually. In other order of business, I guess Click Clock wants Cecilia Reyes to have a code name. And she's kind of like, why? They're like, it's what they want. And then Pyro's like, it's better than having your face tattoo removed, as he has all kinds of bandages. And then having ends the meeting with, we have a mission to rescue some scientists. And Frenzy's like, oh, we need a easy mission after last week. And then Havok goes, it's to the center of the earth. And she's like, crap in a hat. Havok's like, meeting adjourned. So Havok's like, every second count. We got lives at stake. So this is why we joined X Factor. And Cecilia's like, actually, I joined X Factor to get a relationship. And then Pyro's like, I actually joined to promote my romance novel. This dude with a romance novel. So Frenzy's like, where's the loner mutant at? And Havok's like, I don't know who they are, but they're going to meet us at the launch site. All I know is that they're a teleporter. So then he meets with Granny Smite and tells her that she's going to have to sit out this one. It's too dangerous. And she goes, I welcome them. Havok's like, I appreciate that, but we're going to the center of the earth. What if we get buried down there and we're trapped forever? We'll die, but you'll still be alive, buried at the center of the earth. And Granny Smite's like, oh my, had it considered. Oh my. So then we cut to New Mexico at the launch site, where a scientist is waiting for him. And she's like, look, he ain't got time to really properly train you, so I need you to pay attention. I'm going to go over all the safety details. So she does, and then Havok goes to her and is like, in the caverns, are there like decent lighting? And she goes, decent, why? And then he explains how, yeah, they're going on a mission, but also their job is to record videos for Click Clock. She looks at him, she's like, you guys are never coming back. You're the crew members on board. Thank you for your service. So as they get on board, all of a sudden Cecilia goes, Oscar. The dude's sitting there strapped in and he goes, hi Cecilia, this is kind of what I need to talk to you about, because she was receiving text messages from her ex saying that they need to talk. So she starts pounding on the door like, wait, I decided to take a personal day. Havok's like, sit down Cecilia, we're dropping, as they do. So Pyro's talking to Frenzy and he's like, oi, what's the Cold War over there? And Frenzy's like, I think that's the ex-boyfriend. So the ex-boyfriend's like, I can explain Cecilia. And she's like, save it, Winter Jess. And Pyro's like, Winter Jess? I would kill to have a code name like that. I think I pronounced that right. Let me know in the comments if I didn't pronounce that right. So Cecilia says a lot of stuff, but pretty much Winter Jess ghosted Cecilia. And she's pissed, as anybody would be. So Winter Jess is saying what normal men say. And he's like, it wasn't like that. So Pyro goes to Frenzy is like, when she kills him, you think I get that code name? So as they're dropping, Havok has to stop the ship because right where I guess those rails that's guiding them down get broken up, and Havok's like, all right, this is where they probably went missing. So Havok's like, all right, Pyro, Frenzy, you're with me. Cecilia, set up a medical bay. Oscar, I need to stay with Cecilia, which makes Cecilia feel much, much better. And then Havok's like, look, Oscar, if anything goes wrong, we get out of communication or anything happens to the ship, I need you to teleport back to the surface. So then Havok's like, we'll be back before the oxygen runs out. And Pyro goes, oxygen? Because he doesn't realize that there is no oxygen at the center of the earth. They actually have to drop a atmospheric control bomb, which they do. It explodes. They go down. Frenzy's like, did it work? And Pyro goes, yep, we got oxygen, as he unleashes his fire. So Pyro's like, you look worried, boss. And Havok's like, I am. The scientists should be right here. Where did they go? So now we cut back to Cecilia and Oscar. Now, in a nutshell, the reason why Oscar goes to Cecilia is actually a legitimate reason. He joined X-Term, which, if you guys don't know who X-Term is, just go on the playlist, go to X Factor #1. We talk all about it. Anyway, he's pretty much saying how when Krakoa fell, or Krakoa took off, that he had nowhere to go. Now, if you're sitting there and you're racking your brain and you read the Krakoan series or the Krakoan era, And you're like, I never seen this guy before. You're right, you've never seen this guy before. Him, Cypher, Granny Smite, these are all new characters that Mark Russell came up with. Anyway, X-Term had him do some unsavory things. Dude got blood on his hands. But I guess his last mission was to set up a bomb and then teleport out. But he was going to kill some African kids. Like, why's it gotta be African kids? Anyway, he decided not to. And he decided to quit X-Term. But you don't just quit X-Term. So they wind up killing his parents. And he was like, well, let me not act like I know Cecilia so that they don't kill her too, because that's exactly what they would have did. So now we cut back to outside of the center of Dawn. Don't make any sense. We cut back to Havok and his team. They find a piece of the original ship that had the scientists in it, and they find the scientists. And they also find giant spiders that live in lava and eat metal. And now they're after them. Frenzy punches the hell out of one spider. Pyro is trying to use the lava and his fire to burn the other spiders, and Havok's like, I don't think this is going to work. They live in lava. So back at the second ship, Cecilia and her ex-boyfriend are starting to see eye to eye, where they are interrupted by these metal-eating spiders who come to eat their ship. Like, it took everything that Cecilia had with a force field just to protect them from one hit. So Oscar thinks he can lead the spiders away from the ship. He teleports to like this little spot that's in this lava, and he's yelling at the spiders to come here, but all of a sudden from behind, another spider comes and then knocks him out. So everything's looking pretty bad for Oscar. Grand opening, grand closing. When all of a sudden, Frenzy and Havok come out of nowhere. Havok uses his power to push back the spider. Frenzy's with old boy, and she's like, this ain't good, we gotta get him out of here. But then somebody's like, we're not going nowhere with that big old hole in the ship. And then Havok remembers that they have another piece of the old ship, and they're like, Pyro, can you weld with your power? He was like, you damn right I can. So they weld the other piece of the ship to their ship, and they get the hell out of Dodge. They was able to capture everything on TikTok, and Cecilia and her ex-boyfriend, and now I guess not ex-boyfriend, reconcile. So I only have one question. When we get back to the Polaris storyline, because Polaris is the most powerful one of all these mutants, you got to bring him back. Bring him back to the story. Well, she might not be more powerful than Granny Smite, because nothing can kill Granny Smite.